So sometimes when you're working on vintage PCs, you have a drive that uses a custom faceplate and it's dead. And it's cheaper, from my experience, to just find another similar drive and do a faceplate swap than trying to buy a new drive. And there's a few things, I guess, to keep in mind when you do this, along with how to do it. And generally, with these older drives, you want to make sure that they're the same brand, because usually each brand will have its own mounting system for the faceplate itself, along with the body faceplate, I guess we'll call it. And these are both Samsung drives, so you'll notice that the little locking pins are similar. And the first thing you'll need to do is open up the drive tray. Now this one's not open yet, but you can simply do that by just poking a paper clip that I just threw on the floor. Oh, oops. Poking a paper clip in the little eject hole. And then it's open. To remove the faceplate, there's usually some sort of locking mechanism. So you'll have to kind of grab the faceplate towards the middle and twist it forward gently so it'll clear the tray. And then you can just push down on one side because they clip down on the edges. We'll just set that there. And depending on how picky the drive is, you might have to take it apart to get the faceplate off. I just take it apart anyways because it's easier. You don't have to take it completely apart. Usually it helps to take the bottom off because these clips can be a pain to work with. There we go. And then from there I'm going to poke at these side ones so I can get that faceplate off. As you can see, there are some top clips as well. So if you really struggle to get this apart, put this back together. Try not to break in the process. If you do end up having a hard time getting it apart, what you can do is put the tray back in, and then you can try, this one's not going to work with me, the tabs are too long. You can try wiggling out the drive itself from the enclosure. But most of the time you should be able to just poke at those side clips and it'll come out. So I got my two faceplate pieces from the old drive. Now I'm just going to do the same thing with the new drive. Now I haven't checked to see for certain if this is compatible, but it should be. And let's see if we can pop this off without removing the bottom. We'll start with the sides first. Yeah, see, these clips are harder to get out. I think it's because they're pushing. They're basically pushing against this PCB here. It really varies from drive to drive. I'm going to try not to mix these screws up. A lot of times manufacturers are smart and they reuse the same parts as much as possible. So this drive is physically shorter than the old one, but a lot of the design aspects are similar. Whoops, the screws and the locking clips. There we go. So now I'm going to put this faceplate on. And hopefully it'll just lock right into place. Yeah, fits perfectly. And then we're going to get the bottom cover back on. And those latch into place like they should. Screw this back together. And I've already tested this drive, so I know this drive will read DVDs and CDs. Now the last thing to do is to reattach the faceplate. I like to do it top side up just because it's a little bit easier to see when you're lining up. And you'll just push this down like so. And I hear it click into place, which is good. Everything looks good. And it shuts, although it's a little askew. I think it's actually a little bit of a sloppy fit. The eject hole in this one's really weird. It's hard to see, but it's straight down here. Yeah, it's a little bit of a sloppy fit, which is unfortunate. There's not much I can do about it though, unless there's some odd chance that this tray is compatible, which is very unlikely because this optical drive is physically longer. But I don't really see any obvious differences here. It looks like what's going on is this trim piece here is slightly thicker. So if you don't want the faceplate to wobble, what you would probably want to do is cut like a piece of tape to go over this. So I'd take, as much as I hate recommending it because I hate electrical tape, but I'd consider taking some electrical tape and putting that over this spot and then just cutting it out to shape so it isn't protruding beyond these plastic points. That way you end up getting a tighter fit. Alternatively, you could just dab some hot glue in there if you don't ever want to take it apart again. But odds are most people won't even notice that it has a slight wiggle to it. So either way, hopefully that's helpful, and thanks for watching.